Supreme Chancellor Obi-Wan Kenobi by Stone Freak. Chapter 19. Anakin has feelings regarding the assassination attempt. Anakin practically runs in the door when Master Che opens it and says that Obi-Wan can receive a few visitors. Master! Anakin's heart is almost in his throat. Anakin, Obi-Wan says with a tired smile. It's good to see him awake and sitting up. He was so pale and still when Cody called for him. Even if Anakin knows that he was still and unresponsive because he was in a healing stasis trance, but it was so uncomfortably similar to him being dead, and Cody said he was poisoned and... Breathe, Anakin. The feeling of Obi-Wan's hand squeezing his wrist brings Anakin out of his panicked fog. I'm sorry, You were worried. I understand, Anakin. Obi-Wan interrupts and smiles slightly. It's comforting, but also a bit frustrating. Yeah, but how aren't you worried? They've tried to kill you twice already. Anakin bites back any further words. Obi-Wan's calmness has galled Anakin since he was a Padawan. Obi-Wan sighs. Anakin Griffin hates that sight. Anakin, it's hardly the first time someone has tried to kill me, he says, as if that makes it less horrible. That's usually on a battlefield. This is way different. It is. It really is different. He's gone in a battle hundreds of times with Obi-Wan at his side, knowing that maybe this time only one of them will come back. It sucks, it makes him feel sick, and has always made him feel grateful that Padme is a senator who usually only moves between Coruscant and Naboo. He has too many people he cares about in constant crossfire without adding her to that score. However, Obi-Wan is Obi-Wan! The man has taught him everything he knows of the Force and has been one of the most important people in his life for more than a decade. The fact that someone, or maybe even multiple someones, are gunning for him to the point where they're willing to send assassins. At least Ventress, Dooku, and Grievous will meet Obi-Wan in a fight. Assassins? Hired bounty hunters? That's both cowardly and weirdly personal at the same time, as it's really fucking impersonal. Unless it's the culprit themselves doing it? Ugh. I suppose you're right. It is a bit disconcerting to be sure. Obi-Wan strokes his beard with a pensive look on his face. Something in Anakin's chest squeezes. He feels like he can hardly breathe. He hates trying to talk to Obi-Wan about stuff like this. He's always too busy being a perfect Jedi to even contemplate being scared or at least worried for his life. Anakin, what's wrong? Obi-Wan won't understand. Even if Anakin tells him, Obi-Wan will just make light of his possible death and tell Anakin that some things happen and cannot be changed. Sometimes you have to accept the bad things that happen and focus on the good, that he should meditate and sort through his feelings as if that would help anyone. Sometimes Anakin really doesn't like Obi-Wan Kenobi even though he loves him, which really Griffin sucks. He should talk to Padme and get his feelings sorted out. That's always been far more helpful than meditation. Or maybe he should go and visit Palpatine. Even if he's under a Jedi Senate CSF joint investigation, that should still be okay, right? Anakin isn't part of that investigation anyway. There's nothing. Nothing worth trying to talk to Obi-Wan about anyway. Are you sure? You look upset. Obi-Wan frowns. Looks worried even. But no. Even if Obi-Wan would understand, he has enough on his plate right now anyway. Anakin shouldn't bother him with his overabundant emotions. Yeah, I'm sure. Anakin is definitely hiding something. Obi-Wan is sure of it. Not that that's anything new. The older he's gotten, the less and less Anakin has been willing to talk to Obi-Wan about just about anything. It hurts, but he's not sure what he can do about it except give Anakin chances to talk to him. Chances to open up. You cannot force someone to talk to you. Only give them the choice and hope that they take it. The door opens again, and Cody, Rex, and Ahsoka step inside. They look worried, and Obi-Wan idly wonders if he looks as tired as he feels. Fighting off poison will run a body ragged, especially if it was already in a fairly sorry state. General, Cody says, his face taut and drawn. Cody, I must apologize for putting you in such an uncomfortable situation. It's a bit weak, but Obi-Wan isn't quite sure what to say. He's a bit too tired, perhaps. Oh, Cody just gives him a tired glare, his lips pressed together. Knight Mulm is heading up the investigation into the attempts on your life, General. Rex says, glancing at Anakin. Obi-Wan follows his line of sight and is unsurprised to see a dark and angry look on his face. Garen, I would have assumed... Obi-Wan trails off and looks at the 4 people gathered by his bedside. He assumed they would be leading it. Apparently not. The council forbid us to. They said we have other duties to attend to. Ahsoka says, eyes strained on her master. Obi-Wan sighs. He isn't actually surprised. Of course the council would think them all too close to the issue to handle it properly and without letting their emotions get the better of them. Garen, while one of Obi-Wan's oldest friends, has far more experience with setting his emotions aside to do his job. Not to mention, he's not an active war general, unlike Anakin. I see. Well, could one of you bring word to Garen, then? I have some idea how they poisoned me. How? One of us checked every single thing you ate. We made sure to check everything. We didn't want to let what happened happen. Cody crosses his arms across his chest and his eyebrows knit together. Well, I'd assume it was a two-pot poison. The type of poison that's actually 2 different substances that get toxic when mixed together. That way they could, for example, sprinkle the main course with the first part and the side dish with the second. Unless the same person ingested both dishes, they wouldn't get poisoned at all. Obi-Wan shrugs one shoulder. It's only a theory, but a logical one. He knows Cody and the rest of the troopers in the protection squad take their duties extremely seriously. I see. Cody's shoulders slump and he refuses to meet Obi-Wan's eyes. I'll time late Mon, Master Obi-Wan, Ahsoka says. Obi-Wan smiles and gives her a nod. Thank you, Ahsoka. Before he can say anything else, however... Unfortunately, I must cut this visit short. Master Kenobi has only recently come out of the stasis trance. He needs more rest. Unless he wants to stay longer than the 2 days I told him is the absolute minimum. Master Che gives them an arched look. Obi-Wan sighs and closes his eyes. Darn fuzzy healers.